So I thought about giving back is the theme for this talk. So what I've done is I've bundled all my courses into a course bundle for a very reasonable price of $79, almost $80. Hi, I'm Norman Perlo, a furniture designer and maker at Perlo Design and a woodworking educator, author at Woodskills. Hi, I'd like to share something with you today. We're coming upon the end of the year 2025, and I've had some deep thoughts about a direction and my Woodskills business and the courses I offer, the books I offer, the plans I offer. I've looked back to my own career. Of course, I had a career transition from a former high-tech career to my current furniture making, woodworking career, and this has gone on for, I would say, 30 years, and even prior to that, the 10 years of studying woodworking and cabinet making. Overall, it's a 40-year journey for me in woodworking, and I've enjoyed it tremendously, and I'm still as passionate about woodworking as I was from day one, and I keep discovering new methods, new techniques, new tools to use, new developments in woodworking. For example, I've gone back and discovered how enjoyable it is to me to restore vintage woodworking tools from prior centuries, primarily the 18th and 19th century and the early 20th century. I gained much enjoyment and satisfaction out of this, bringing old tools back to life, and that's just one diversion. Along with my furniture making, my furniture design, all the books I've written, all the plans I've developed over the years. So I thought about giving back is the theme for this talk. So what I've done is I've bundled all my courses into a course bundle, and it's actually offered as a product at my woodskills.com website for a very reasonable price of $79, almost $80. So somebody that purchases this has access to 12 different courses, from the beginning woodworker courses right through to using hand tools, how to use hand tools techniques, right through to creating dovetails, Kumiko, a whole course on Kumiko, another course on furniture design, which is very comprehensive actually, and another course on starting a woodworking business. So there's about 12 courses all told. So I'm very happy to be able to offer this. My goal is to offer this as a package. Now the only thing that isn't part of it are the books and the plans. Although some books are actually included in some courses if you look deep enough. So for a nominal fee of $79, the person purchasing this course bundle will have complete access, unlimited access to 12 courses. Now this is days and days of woodworking knowledge being shared with you, everything I've ever learned about woodworking over the years and more. And so I delve into so many subjects, ranging from basic woodworking to hand tool skills, hand tool techniques, jigs, how to create jigs, how to develop jigs, essentially the whole comprehensive course on woodworking from A to Z, and ultimately ending in working with dovetails and furniture design if you so choose. But it's all available to the person purchasing the course bundle. I just released this yesterday actually, and I'm very happy to have offered it. So, but of course, as it is with websites, people are never aware of this, and they possibly purchased some courses in the past and not gone back. And so I decided to create this video and share with you this super new development, an incredibly good deal for somebody starting out in woodworking. The knowledge you'll gain that I share is immense. It's considerable, and the courses go into very much detail on the subject covered. For example, the dovetail course will guide you through creating through dovetails and half-blind dovetails completely from A to Z. And the furniture design gives you 2 or 3 different perspectives on furniture design. and everything, all the knowledge you need to be able to start designing your own furniture if you so choose, of course. Some people like to work from plans, which is fine. But the basic woodworking course is there. There's a course on hand tools, a course on Kumiko, which is incredibly well detailed on how to create Kumiko and incorporate it into your furniture designs. There's the Dovetail course I've covered, furniture design, hand tools. There are so many courses, 12, that I don't even recall which ones, so I had to reference my own website here. So I have another couple of courses that are really, really interesting and delve into how to build project-oriented courses are the hand tool case that I go into depth, and it's all the steps involved, and it's actually a course in woodworking at the same time. The Kumiko course I've discussed, the social media marketing for woodworkers, a tea cabinet course on how to build a tea cabinet, which actually includes the ebook. It covers the construction, the design and construction of a very modern Japanese-themed tea cabinet that you'll see in the cover for the course. The Start Your Own Woodworking course, woodworking design and making, runs parallel to the furniture design, but it's more of a both design make course. So some portions of it are design oriented, other portions are how to actually build, incorporate design into your furniture making. And that's very, very comprehensive and includes a book too. So there's so much for that small fee. Another course that I've just completed is restoring hand tools. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm an aficionado of restoring vintage antique hand tools from the past 2 centuries. I'm very much drawn to bringing these tools back to life, and you can see some here and some behind me. And I have a total of dozens and dozens of these that I've restored over the years. So it's a complete comprehensive course on actually restoring these. And I show the actual restoration process from the beginning to the end. So I start with the unrestored hand plane or hand tool to the very end. And it's quite interesting, and everything I've experienced along the way on how to better restore a tool, hand planes in most cases, without actually damaging the patina and the history, maintaining the history and patina of the tool. So this is something that, and a lot of these old tools function just as well as modern tools. They have very good irons and very good tool steel, and they were very well designed. This is prior to electricity, so if you think about it, craftsmen depended on these tools for their livelihood in those eras, in those periods of 1700s, 1800s, early 1900s, before the advent of power. So it was important for them to have a very good functioning tools that they could rely on. So it's interesting to bring these back and find all the nuances of the design of the tool, and how cleaning and lubricating and bringing the metal back to life and grinding and honing the irons will just create a tool that's just as well suited to woodworking or furniture making today than it was back then. So every tool I restored is functional, and so I cover this in depth in that particular course. And let me see what else I've got here. So that's 12 courses that you'll have access to. Now it's almost like I'm giving this away for that fee, because the books are, 2 or 3 books are included in some of the courses. Books that I have digital ebook versions of these books. Quiet Woodworking, The Wood Artist, Starting Your Own Business from High Tech to Low Tech, and Woodworking from Design and Making. So you can take the person purchasing this, or yourself, you can take your time with this and spend literally weeks or even months on each taking the courses in any particular order that you choose. I would, depends if you're a novice, I would start with the woodworking course. But if you're familiar with woodworking, you can go straight into hand tools or more advanced woodworking design and making, or even furniture design, or delve into the specialized courses like Kumiko. And the project-oriented courses, a tea cabinet and a hand tool case. So this is what I wanted to talk about today, and I wanted just to make people aware of this new offering, because people don't tend to go back to websites a lot. Is everything on social media, the direction of social media is away from websites and primarily to Facebook and YouTube and all that. This will be my contribution to woodworking, and I'm very happy to offer it. I hope that the people that purchase it enjoy it, and we develop new woodworkers and furniture makers in the process. That's something that's one of my goals, is to have other people enjoy woodworking as much as I have over the years, and develop that passion. Now, I have a former career, and when people understand that I did have a former career, I haven't been woodworking all my life, they understand the transition and how some careers are just don't provide that satisfaction, that enjoyment, especially if you've been in a career for a number of years. So my former career, I was in it for 30 years, and I just lost interest in it completely. And of course, a very good salary at the end, of course, but I decided to just opt out and do woodworking, starting part-time and then completely full-time, and that's what I do today. I build furniture, make furniture, develop courses, write books, and everything revolving around woodworking. Very happy to have taken the leap and pivoted towards woodworking, because I don't look back, and I have zero regrets completely. Of course, that knowledge has helped me along the way in developing some software and that sort of thing for woodworking. But overall, it's been a fascinating journey, and overall a very good experience for me. So I'm hoping that other people could, creative people that could look into what actually drives them, how woodworking can help to move their creativity forward. You start with basic projects, and you either enjoy woodworking or you don't. But usually if you start with a basic project and you're even reasonably successful at it, you'll find that you want to move on and learn more and dig deeper into woodworking, and that's how it starts. So that's all I've got to say for today. So the actual course bundle itself is a product on the woodskills.com site. It's on the main page, and it's in the courses page. I've got some links at the bottom, and it's all there. All the courses are listed, and you have unlimited access to all 12 courses and some books. So enjoy. So please subscribe to my YouTube woodworking channel, where I share more of my woodworking techniques, my woodworking philosophy, my thoughts on woodworking, and all the challenges I've experienced, and I introduce some of the new forms of woodworking I've discovered. And also visit woodskills.com, where I have a good selection of my books, both in print and digital format, on woodworking, and all my online courses, and I also offer some woodworking plans. I have maintained a regular blog on what I've got going on in my workshop and in woodworking in general. So enjoy.